George Russell has never been one to shy away from speaking his mind, and after a string of frustrating performances, the Mercedes driver has openly admitted that Formula One feels a bit strange at the moment. From Red Bull's sudden struggles to the unpredictable performance shifts of Ferrari and Mercedes, Russell is wrestling with more than just his own on-track battles. What's really going on with F1 right now? Heading into the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, Russell and Mercedes had high hopes. After locking in a strong qualifying performance by securing third on the grid, many believed a podium finish, or even a challenge for victory, was on the cards. But from the very start, Russell's race began to go down. Right at the lights out, as the cars stormed towards Turn 1, Russell found himself in a difficult position behind the two McLarens. The aggressive braking point of Oscar Piastri forced him into an early mistake, locking his brakes and veering off into the runoff area. And just like that, his podium chances evaporated within seconds. "I just got caught out by Oscar's braking point," Russell later explained his frustrations with the change of events. "I took the brakes and started locking up because I was so close to him and had to take avoiding action. So, it's quite upsetting when your whole weekend goes away from you so quickly." While the incident may have only lasted a few seconds, the consequences haunted him for the rest of the race. Russell picked up damage to his front wing during the scuffle, severely impacting his performance throughout the opening laps. As Sergio Perez, racing closely behind him, noted the damage, Russell's team made the call to pit early, further ruining his race strategy. "We lost a huge amount of performance during stint 1, Russell said. "We had to pit on lap 8, change the wing, and suffered through a slow stop. It was a really disappointing day." The result? Despite a strong starting position, Russell finished the race in 7th, far below the team's expectations. And yet, according to Russell, even without the early missteps, Mercedes didn't have the pace to compete. For Mercedes, the 2024 season has been a roller coaster of ups and downs. After showing glimpses of their former dominance, with 3 wins out of 4 races heading into the summer break, their recent performance has left much to be desired. Missing out on a podium at Zandvoort was a tough pill to swallow, but the lack of competitiveness at Monza hit even harder. Russell was quick to point out that regardless of the front wing damage, Mercedes simply didn't have the pace to keep up with the top teams. "Looking at the pace afterwards, I don't think we would have been able to keep up with the McLarens," Russell admitted. This lack of speed was particularly surprising, given how strong Mercedes looked earlier in the season. While Ferrari and McLaren have been steadily improving, Mercedes has struggled to find consistency, dominating one race and falling behind the next. It's a puzzle that's been difficult to solve, and Russell's post-race reflections captured the confusion surrounding the team's performance. "It's really disappointing. We didn't have the pace," Russell said. What makes Russell's frustrations even more palpable is the broader context of Formula One's strange dynamics this season. Teams that were once at the top have fallen, while others have risen seemingly out of nowhere. It's a shift that has even left Russell scratching his head. "The sport's a bit strange at the moment with how Red Bull have lost so much pace," Russell noted. "Ferrari seemed to have struggled at Zandvoort and all the races prior, but then they were so quick this whole weekend at Monza. I don't really know why." Indeed, Ferrari's resurgence has been one of the more surprising developments in recent races. After being comfortably 4th best at the Belgian Grand Prix, they emerged as genuine podium contenders after the summer break. Charles Leclerc's stunning victory at Monza only added to the sense that Ferrari, while inconsistent, could still surprise the field. On the other hand, Red Bull's performance at the latest Italian Grand Prix highlights a dramatic fall from grace for the team. Throughout the 2024 season, Red Bull was nearly unstoppable, dominating race after race with a string of victories that seemed to solidify their position as the team to finish at the top of the season. However, this dominance has recently been upended in a significant way. The Italian Grand Prix saw Verstappen finishing in a disappointing 6th place, marking a further extension of their winless streak, which has now stretched to 6 consecutive rounds. To make matter worse, Perez finished at even lower on the 8th. This decline in performance is a sharp contrast to their earlier season form and has contributed to a chaotic championship battle. The shift in fortunes has not only disrupted Red Bull's own championship aspirations, but has also injected a new level of unpredictability into the title race. Teams that were previously overshadowed by Red Bull's dominance are now finding opportunities to capitalize on their rivals' struggles, making the remaining races of the season even more crucial. This unexpected turn of events has thrown the championship fight into disarray, leaving fans and pundits alike speculating on how the rest of the season will unfold. Russell's comments about F1 being strange reflect the broader unpredictability of the sport this season. While Red Bull's struggles and Ferrari's resurgence have certainly added intrigue, they've also left many drivers and teams questioning the competitive order. For Russell, who is still seeking his breakthrough moment with Mercedes, the constantly shifting dynamics of the grid have been particularly frustrating. "Every race weekend feels like a guessing game," Russell said. "One moment, you think you've got the pace to challenge, and the next, you're miles off. It's frustrating as a driver because you want to be able to rely on the car and the team to deliver." As Russell alludes to, the unpredictability can make it difficult for drivers to build momentum. Just when Mercedes seemed to be getting back on track with their pre-summer break form, they were hit with a disappointing string of races, leaving both Russell and his teammate Lewis Hamilton in a challenging position. Despite the frustrations of recent races, George Russell remains determined to fight back. Mercedes is no stranger to overcoming adversity, and Russell is confident that the team can find a way to return to the front of the grid. But with Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren all stepping up their game, the path to success won't be easy. "I still believe in this team," Russell said. "We've shown that we have the potential. We just need to unlock it more consistently." As the 2024 season enters its final stages, Russell and Mercedes will be looking to regain the form that made them a dominant force earlier in the year. For now, though, Russell is left to navigate the ups and downs of a strange and unpredictable Formula One season. George Russell's recent performances, particularly his struggles at Monza, have highlighted just how unpredictable Formula One has become. With Red Bull's unexpected dip in form and Ferrari's sudden rise, the competitive order of the grid is more uncertain than ever. While Russell's frustration is understandable, it's this very unpredictability that keeps fans glued to the sport. If you enjoyed this deep dive into George Russell's challenges and the ever-changing landscape of Formula One, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses and the latest updates from the racing world. What are your thoughts on the current F1 season? Do you think Mercedes and Russell will regain their footing, or will the unpredictability continue? Leave a comment below with your predictions, and don't forget to share this video with fellow F1 fans. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more exciting content.